What's up guys, my name is Alexander Pekoff and today I am going to show you the fastest and most efficient approach to dealing with shin splints so you can get back to running as quickly as possible. Before we dive into specific stretches and exercises, we first need to understand the basic approach to running injury. So this diagram is a basic approach to running injury. Over here you have your start, this is your current level of fitness, and over here you have your goals. This is how fast or how far you would like to run. And bridging that gap between where you are now and where you want to be is this dotted line called training. Now sometimes we get lucky and training goes smoothly, just like this. You have your current level of fitness, you train, and you get to your goal. But sometimes we have this big red X in the middle of our training called injury. In this video, shin splints. Now once shin splints reach a certain level of severity, every time you get out there to train, you're actually setting yourself back. You're going closer to where you started. The next line I'm about to show you is something that a lot of athletes, including myself, really struggle with. This is the alternative to the, quote, pushing through it. This line represents taking a temporary rest, then temporarily doing other activities such as swimming, biking, general cross training, things that improve your fitness but don't directly impact your shin splints. As you'll notice in this blue line, it's not as steep as the green line over here, but you're still going in the right direction. You're just not getting there as quickly. Then eventually, at some point over here in this general region, your shin splints will heal and you can get back on the same trajectory and eventually achieve your goals. The first step in dealing with shin splints is to be honest with yourself. When you're out there and the pain hits a certain severity that you know you shouldn't be running, you're correct. You shouldn't be running. And now that you have that diagram as a visual, you need to identify the point where continuing to run brings you closer to where you started rather than bringing you closer to your goals. And at that point, you have to stop and rest. Okay, now that you've done the smart thing and you decided to take a few days off from running, we now need to focus on loosening up the calves and shins. Because shin splints typically occur when you ramp up your mileage or intensity more than your body is able to handle at that given time period. And this results in muscle spasms and tightness that are very painful. This is what we call shin splints. So now I'm going to show you my routine for loosening up my calves and shins. It starts with a foam roller. We're going to start with rolling out our calves. Now I'm not going to do the whole routine, I'm just going to abbreviate it quickly so you guys get the whole picture in a short amount of time. So we're going to start with rolling out our calves. You're going to roll back and forth and do this for about 10 to 20 times on each side. Then you're going to take a softball or baseball and you're going to pick 4 spots along your calves. You're going to start in the upper calf and work toward the lower calf. So you're going to place the ball under your calf, put the other leg on top, and apply pressure for 30 seconds. Then you're going to take the ball and move it lower down your calf. Now it should be in the center, and you're going to hold that there for about 30 seconds. If you get more advanced, you can bring your butt up to apply even more pressure. Then you're going to bring it a little lower, hold it for another 30 seconds, then you're going to bring it to its final destination, the lower calf, and you're going to hold it for another 30 seconds. That's 2 minutes total, 4 different locations along the calf for 30 seconds applying pressure. Then it is time to stretch the calves. A good stretch you could do is to sit down with one leg bent and one leg straight, and you're going to simply dorsiflex the foot, grab the balls of your foot, and then pull with your arms. You can hold that for about 30 seconds, let it rest, and then do it again and repeat. And then you switch sides. Then after you do that stretch, it's good to grab a rope and do something similar, but with your foot straight out. So you're going to have your foot straight out in front of you, you're going to dorsiflex as hard as you can, and then pull. And then after you do it straight a few times, you can bring it out, do the same thing, and then point your toes in and do the same thing. That completes the calf portion. Then you're going to move on to your shins, the front of your legs. You're going to start with a foam roller. And typically how I like to roll out my shins, I start like this, and I just go back and forth. Now, rolling out your shins is probably the most important part of this whole routine for dealing with shin splints. I'll typically do it 10 to 20 times, rest, and then do it again. Now, after we roll our shins, we're going to stretch them. Here's how you do that. You're going to have top of your foot on the floor, and you're going to sit on your heels. Then you're going to lean back like this. This stretches your shins. Then when you get more advanced, you can lift your knees up off the ground. You're going to get a nice stretch along the tibialis anterior, the front of your shin. You're going to hold that for about 30 seconds, rest, and repeat about 3 times. So after taking about 4 or 5 days completely off of running and doing that stretch foam rolling routine I just showed you, you're going to go on a test run. And this test run should be 25% of what you would normally run. So if you normally run 4 miles, you're only going to do 1. This is because shin splints typically don't start hurting immediately. They typically come on gradually as your run progresses. So by running 25% of the run, at the end of that 25%, you should be able to tell if your shins are doing okay. You should be able to tell if your shins are going to hurt later on in the run. This is a good way to test if you're getting better. Now, if you do this 25% run and you don't have any pain, it's time to start strength training. So the first strength exercise you're going to do is you're going to take a TheraBand and tie it to I have it tied to a column, you can tie it to a pole, whatever you have available at your house, and you're going to loop it around your foot like this. Then you're going to straighten out your leg, and you're going to perform dorsiflexion. So you're going to bring your toes toward your face, just like this. And you're going to do this 15 times, whatever's challenging for you. I would start with 15 and work your way up. You're just going to do that. Then you're going to point your foot out and do the same thing. Then you're going to point your foot in and do the same thing, dorsiflexing that foot. So I would recommend doing 2 or 3 sets of each direction, so straight, point it out, point it in, on each side. So then you're going to move on to calf raises. Just like that. You do whatever amount of reps makes it challenging, and you're going to do 2 or 3 sets just like this. Then next up is ankle alphabet. So you're going to stand on one foot and you're going to just draw the alphabet with your foot. Okay everybody, it is time to wrap up this video so you guys have one cohesive method for curing your shin splints quickly. So the first thing you are going to do is take 4 or 5 days off of running. During this time, you can do other things such as biking and swimming, activities that don't directly impact your shins. And during this time, you are going to do the stretching foam rolling routine I showed you every day, once or twice per day. Then, after 4 or 5 days off of running, it is time to give it a test. You're going to run 25% of what you would normally do. Now, if that feels okay, you are going to add on the strength training in addition to the foam rolling and stretching routine. So now at this point, you should be able to start running consistently again. So I would take a few days to only do 25% of your normal run, then do the strength work, then do the stretching foam rolling routine. And you should do that for a few days before you start ramping up to your normal load. And do it gradually. Don't just jump straight back up to it. Gradually work from the 25% back to where you were before you had the shin splints. And make sure to stay consistent with the strength and the stretching work. And you should be good to go. Just some closing notes. If you take the time off, you're doing the flexibility work and the strength work, and your shins still quite aren't where they should be, at that point I would recommend getting a new pair of shoes. It could be as simple as that. And in addition to everything I showed you, you should be heating and icing regularly. That will help get you back on track faster. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video useful. My name is Alexander Pekov. I'm an ultra endurance runner and cyclist, and right now I'm on a challenge to make a video every day. I post a new episode every day at 6 p.m. So if you want to see more of what I'm up to, subscribe and let me know in the comments if you have any other training questions. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, everybody.